Did you know that right now, at this very moment, your blood vessels might be fighting a silent, invisible battle? Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States suffers a heart attack. And for those of us over the age of 65, the primary trigger is very rarely just bad luck or simply getting older. You look in the mirror and realize the person staring back looks a little more tired than they used to, maybe a little more breathless after climbing the stairs. We often chalk this up to the inevitable march of time, but the painful truth is that many seniors are unknowingly poisoning their own cardiovascular systems every single day, eating foods disguised as harmless comforts or even marketed as healthy choices. It is completely understandable why this happens. When you are dealing with the aches and pains of getting older, maybe that familiar stiffness in your lower back or the sharp ache in your knees when the weather changes, standing in the kitchen to prepare a meal from scratch can feel like climbing a mountain. We naturally reach for what is easy, what is comforting, and what is familiar. Our metabolisms have slowed down, our taste buds have changed, and often we are cooking for one or two instead of a whole family. But the hidden culprit behind those sudden, devastating cardiac events isn't just the cholesterol you have always been warned about. It is a stealthy combination of chronic inflammation and oxidative stress triggered by specific, everyday foods. Today, we are going to shine a bright light on 3 deadly foods you must clear out of your pantry right now to protect your heart. And I promise you, I will give you simple, delicious, and easy swaps for every single one of them by the time we are finished. You are going to leave this conversation equipped with exactly what you need to take back control of your health. Before we dive deeply into the science of what is happening inside your arteries and how we can fix it, I want to welcome you to our community. If you are looking for real, actionable advice, consider subscribing to the channel because we share the kind of in-depth, science-backed senior health tips that doctors often overlook during those rushed 15-minute clinic appointments. And I would love to connect with you personally right now. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city, state, or country in the comments below so we can see how far our community of health advocates reaches. It is always so inspiring to see people from all over the world coming together to take charge of their longevity. Now, let us get straight to the facts and talk about the first item that needs to be permanently evicted from your refrigerator. It is the convenient, thinly sliced, prepackaged savior of lunchtime that so many of us rely on. I am talking about ultra-processed deli meats, including commercial turkey, honey-baked ham, bologna, and salami. You might think a simple turkey sandwich is a light, sensible choice, especially when the bright yellow sticker on the plastic package proudly declares it to be 99% fat-free. But here is the biological reality of what happens when you consume these chemically altered proteins. To keep these meats looking pink and fresh while they sit under supermarket fluorescent lights for weeks on end, manufacturers pump them full of heavy sodium solutions, synthetic nitrates, and nitrites. When these chemical preservatives interact with your stomach acid during digestion, they frequently convert into toxic compounds known as nitrosamines. These nitrosamines are notorious for provoking massive systemic inflammation, which is the absolute last thing an aging heart needs. But we do not just rely on theories here. We look at the hard evidence. A massive comprehensive study conducted by researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health analyzed dietary data from over 1 million individuals and found an alarming statistic. They discovered that eating just 50 grams of processed meat a day, which is roughly equivalent to 1 or 2 thin slices of deli meat, is associated with a staggering 42% higher risk of developing coronary heart disease. Imagine your blood vessels rusting, stiffening, and cracking like old, forgotten garden pipes left out in the harsh winter freeze. That is exactly what that daily barrage of artificial sodium and chemical nitrates is doing to the delicate inner lining of your arteries, known as the endothelium. When the endothelium becomes stiff and inflamed, your blood pressure naturally skyrockets, and your heart has to pump twice as hard just to deliver oxygen to your brain and your limbs. This creates the exact volatile environment where an existing plaque can rupture, immediately triggering a heart attack. The good news is that the solution is highly effective and surprisingly simple. Swap out those chemically treated, pre-packaged deli meats for fresh, home-cooked poultry. The next time you are at the grocery store, pick up a whole chicken or a fresh turkey breast. You can roast it in the oven on a Sunday afternoon, which requires very little active time on your feet, and then slice it up to keep in glass containers for your sandwiches and salads throughout the week. It requires just a fraction more planning, but you are completely eliminating the chemical preservatives, slashing the sodium, and giving your heart the clean, high-quality protein it desperately needs to maintain your muscle mass as you age. If you are finding these insights useful and feel like you are learning something new today, please take a quick second to give this video a thumbs up. It helps our message reach other seniors who might be unknowingly putting their hearts at risk, and it lets me know that we are on the right track with the information we are sharing. Moving naturally to the second hidden danger lurking in so many senior households, we have to talk about a morning ritual that might be doing catastrophic damage. I am referring to commercially baked hidden sugar pastries, packaged muffins, and those soft sweetbreads that pair so perfectly with your morning cup of coffee. As we age, our bodies become naturally less efficient at processing sugars. Our skeletal muscle mass decreases, a condition known as sarcopenia, and since muscles are the primary storage sites for the carbohydrates we eat, having less muscle means more sugar remains circulating in our bloodstream. Furthermore, our cells become increasingly resistant to insulin, the hormone responsible for ushering that sugar out of the blood. When you eat a commercially prepared blueberry muffin or a slice of packaged banana bread, you are not just getting a little treat, you are consuming highly refined flours stripped of all their natural fiber, combined with massive amounts of high fructose corn syrup and added refined sugars. This unleashes a violent spike in your blood glucose levels. When blood sugar stays chronically elevated, a destructive process called glycation occurs. The excess sugar molecules literally bind to the proteins and fats in your bloodstream, creating harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, which ironically and appropriately go by the acronym AGEs. These AGEs severely damage the collagen in your blood vessels, making them brittle and highly susceptible to injury. Let us look at the undeniable data on this. A landmark study published in the prestigious Journal of the American Medical Association Internal Medicine tracked the dietary habits and health outcomes of tens of thousands of adults over 15 years. The researchers concluded that individuals who consumed 21% or more of their daily calories from added sugars had more than double the risk of dying from heart disease compared to those who consumed less than 10% of their calories from added sugars. Double the risk, just from the sweet additives hidden in our daily foods. Imagine those microscopic sugar crystals acting like coarse shards of glass, brutally scraping and scarring the delicate inner walls of your arteries with every heartbeat. Your immune system responds to this microscopic scraping by sending cholesterol and inflammatory cells to patch up the damage, which is exactly how deadly arterial plaques are formed in the first place. Over time, that plaque grows, hardens, and eventually blocks the blood flow entirely. You have the power to stop this vicious cycle today. Swap those packaged, sugary, morning-baked goods for a warm, comforting bowl of whole-grain steel-cut oats or rolled oats. If you need that touch of sweetness to enjoy your breakfast, stir in a handful of fresh or frozen blueberries, a dash of cinnamon, and perhaps a small drizzle of raw honey. The soluble fiber in the oats, specifically beta-glucan, acts like a sponge in your digestive tract, binding to excess cholesterol and pulling it right out of your body, while the antioxidants in the berries fiercely protect your blood vessels from oxidative stress. You still get a delicious, comforting start to your day, but you are actively healing your heart instead of harming it. As we continue on this journey to better health, let us address the third and perhaps most deceptive deadly food on our list. For decades, many of us were given terrible advice by well-meaning health professionals who told us to stop eating butter and switch to cheap processed alternatives. Therefore, the third item we must urgently discuss is margarine, artificial butter replacements, and the heavily processed industrial seed oils they are made from, such as soybean, corn, and cottonseed oil. Walk down any grocery store aisle, and you will see countless tubs of these yellow spreads claiming to be heart-healthy, cholesterol-lowering miracles. But the science tells a chillingly different story. To make liquid vegetable oils solid at room temperature so they resemble butter, Food manufacturers put them through a harsh chemical process called hydrogenation. While many companies have reduced their artificial trans fat content due to recent regulations, these spreads and commercial frying oils are still incredibly high in highly unstable omega-6 fatty acids. When these industrial oils are heated, extracted with chemical solvents like hexane and bleached, they become highly oxidized long before they even reach your toast. Consuming these oxidized, unnatural fats incorporates them directly into your cell membranes. This causes profound cellular dysfunction and signals your immune system to remain in a constant, low-grade state of alarm. Let me share the undeniable clinical evidence with you. A massive foundational study published in the New England Journal of Medicine examined the dietary habits of over 80,000 women and found a terrifying correlation regarding these artificial fats. The researchers discovered that just a 2% increase in energy intake from artificial trans fatty acids and industrially processed fats was associated with an astonishing 23% increase in the incidence of coronary heart disease. Think about that for a moment. Just a tiny 2% shift in your daily calories toward these synthetic fats dramatically amplifies your risk of a heart attack. Imagine dumping thick, toxic, industrial sludge into a pristine, beautifully flowing river, slowly suffocating the vibrant ecosystem and clogging up the essential, life-giving pathways that keep everything functioning. That is exactly what you are doing to your intricate cardiovascular network when you spread margarine on your toast or eat foods fried in heavily processed seed oils. Your liver struggles to metabolize these unnatural molecular structures, leading to a rise in your small, dense LDL particles, the highly dangerous type of cholesterol that actually penetrates the artery walls. We can fix this starting at your very next meal. Swap out those plastic tubs of margarine and bottles of refined vegetable oils for pure, unrefined, extra virgin olive oil or real, high-quality butter used in moderation. Extra virgin olive oil is incredibly rich in oleic acid and potent polyphenols that have been clinically proven time and time again to reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and protect your heart. If you are roasting vegetables or cooking eggs, a splash of olive oil or a small pat of real butter from grass-fed cows provides your body with healthy, recognizable fats that it actually knows how to digest and utilize for cellular repair. We have covered a tremendous amount of vital, life-saving science today, so let us take a deep breath and quickly recap exactly what we have learned. Protecting your heart as a senior does not require starvation or misery. It simply requires making smarter, informed trades. We are swapping those chemical-laden, high-sodium deli meats for fresh, home-roasted poultry to keep our blood pressure in check and our arteries flexible. We are trading the hidden refined sugars found in commercial morning pastries for fiber-rich oats and antioxidant-packed berries to stop the internal scarring of our blood vessels and keep our insulin levels stable. And finally, we are throwing away the highly oxidized margarines and industrial seed oils, replacing them with the ancient, healing power of extra virgin olive oil to cool the dangerous flames of inflammation inside our bodies. These are not massive, overwhelming life overhauls. They are simple, manageable, daily choices that collectively build an impenetrable fortress around your heart. I want you to hear this loud and clear, my friend. You have an incredible amount of control over your own health. It is never too late to change the course of your biological clock. Your body is a miraculous, self-healing machine. And even if you have spent decades eating the wrong things, the moment you start providing it with the right materials, it begins to repair, rebuild, and regenerate. You do not have to accept chronic fatigue, a failing heart, or the loss of your independence as a normal part of aging. You have places to go, grandchildren to see grow up, and so many beautiful chapters left to write in your story. Taking control of your plate is the first and most powerful step toward ensuring you have the energy and vitality to enjoy every single one of those moments. I want to challenge you right now to take that first step. What is one specific food you are going to swap out of your diet starting today? Let me know down in the comments. Whether it is ditching the breakfast muffin or throwing out the margarine, put it in writing below because declaring your intentions to a supportive community makes you so much more likely to succeed. If you found value in our conversation today, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because your health, your longevity, and your vibrant independence are absolutely worth fighting for. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today. Remember, every bite you take is a powerful opportunity to heal your body, so choose wisely, stay strong, and I will see you in the next video.